Hello everyone, welcome back to Rolling Solo. My name is Adam Smith, and today we're playing through part number 7 of my Sword and Sorcery Showcase. This is the playthrough, and as of right now, we just have a couple quick things to sort out from the last video in order to get going in this one. The two major things were two things that I had actually learned between this video and the last one, and that is in regards to the Spines ability. As you can see here, it says if this enemy suffers damage, attack all heroes in its area with 2 hits. There were 2 points in the last video at 1623 and 1745 where these blue gremlins both would have been in play at the time, would have gone ahead and attacked with spines based on some damage happening. You can go back and check my pinned comment in the prior video to see where those were, what should have happened after I attacked. And yes, even when I attacked the blue gremlin that died, would have still triggered the spines ability, which I thought was thematic personally, but according to the rules and Board Game Geek as well as the designers, that is intended to still trigger. So what we're going to have to do right now is pull a bunch of save rolls right now. Not necessarily save rolls, but defensive rolls. So I shouldn't use the word save. That's for something different. This is going to be defensive rolls. Now the good thing is there are 2 sets of 2 hits coming at me because these spine abilities do 2 hits each time. So there's going to be 2 sets of 2 hits coming against Samira and then 2 sets of 2 hits coming against Onamor because both of them were in play at the time. Now the cool thing with Samira is she automatically blocks one from each set because of her armor with chainmail, meaning she only needs to roll 2 dice to deal with the 2 times that spines would have triggered that I neglected to do in the last video. So I'm going to do that now and see if she can avoid getting hit any further. Oh, we almost had a perfect 2 blocks. So we ended up still getting 1 hit against her. So she's going to be ticked up to 3. Now her total health is 5, so we're still okay. Still not a good thing, but we're still okay. We come over here to Onamor, who has a total of 5 because he also has toughness and also shows up here a 4. So now we're going to go ahead and roll. Now he doesn't have any armor, so this is going to get a lot tougher. But the only thing just so you guys are aware, just so there's no confusion, each of those spines abilities would have triggered individually at separate times for 2 hits, meaning I can roll 2 dice and then another 2 dice in order to try to stop them. So I'm doing this all kind of in hindsight in order to correctly play it through. And ouch! Okay, so a miss and a hit. In terms of my defense, did I get anything to allow me to re-roll? It says once per round, re-roll 1 hit or defense die. I'm going to take advantage of that. So I'm going to have chosen to do a reroll. I bounced one over, but the one I rolled actually ended up being a block, so that's good. So that means 1 damage will come through to him. So that's the first Spines ability resolve for 2 hits. And now we're going to roll again to block the second one that would have occurred. And we blocked 1, but not the other. So that's going to flip him to 2. Not good, guys. Not good at all. We've got to deal with this gremlin. Okay, so now we're starting clean, and we've got all the heroes ready to go. Of course, one of them is in ghost form still. We only have 2 available. One of them is in ghost form, and that is Skeld. So sadly, he's not going to be able to do much. Now, what does it say for his soul show? A hero in your area who suffers his last HP can remain alive until the end of the event phase, then he dies. Interesting. Okay, so that's a nice ability that's going to help me from keeping someone from dying. And that person that's going to be continued to be hit is going to be Samira. So we really need Samira to do some damage. And the reason this is important is because we've already gone with Onamor and he's used his turn for his hero. In the battle phase, he's used his hero turn, so we flipped his bookmark over. He's done. We still have Samira to activate or Skeld to activate. So I'm going to go ahead probably with... Ooh, this is a tough call. I'll probably go with Samira first, just to see how her attack goes, so that if I have to, I still have Skeld there to deal with the Soul Shout if we need it. If he leaves and I activate him first and he leaves that space, this no longer applies because I'll be outside of range 0. That's why it matters. So I'm going to go ahead and activate her. Now what she's going to do is she's going to definitely use her first free action to put the voodoo doll on a particular enemy. So she's going to put it on this gremlin in play here. So that's a good thing. The next thing that she's going to do is she's going to use one action to focus, guaranteeing her one hit. So she's going to be doing an action activity called Focus, which is once per round. I can add a hit to an attack, but we know it's going to be negated because of the knight. So really we're just washing that away. Now we're going to go ahead and do our attacks. We got 2 red dice and 2 blue dice thanks to her battle hammer that she's going to use. And we're going to go in hoping that we do some serious damage because this gremlin only needs 2 more damage in order to die. So here's hoping we're able to take him down. We ended up with 2 complete misses on the blue dice, but he got a hit here and a hit with a bolt here. That's good. So what that's going to essentially do is the bolt is going to trigger the KO. So that essentially just knocks this individual over. The only thing we have to think about now is armor, but this individual doesn't have armor, so we don't have to worry about that. The only downside is this one has hard skin. So here's where things get ugly. Hard skin takes away a hit from me as well. So what ends up happening is, out of the 2 hits that came through, technically 3 in total because Samira used focus, 1's removed for the knight and 1's removed for hard skin, leaving just 1 damage coming through to the gremlin, meaning we're still 1 away from killing it. This is not good, and the reason it's not good is because we needed to kill that because of the regeneration ability that's going to trigger at the end of this turn and heal him up. So this is not good. I'm just going to do a quick check to see if there's anything else I can do dice-wise. I have the KO ability that puts him down kind of on his side, but that's not really going to do much for us. Oh, the voodoo doll is going to come in handy because at this point right now he's going to activate, and if he the enemy will suffer any HP I suffer. This is perfect. So we're really hoping that the attack the gremlin does when it activates now in the enemy turn for after Samira's done here will do something. So at this point we're done with Samira. She's done her combat action to fight. She's also did her 1 action to focus. So everything's good there. And now we're done. We've already put the damage on the gremlin as we're supposed to. And now we're going to go ahead and move to the enemy turn. And the enemy turn is going to be if any existing enemies are on the map, KO'd or not, there's going to be an encounter card. So we're going to go ahead and pull that encounter card now to find out what happens. And we ended up getting Dark Ritual. Activate all M enemies. Now, this is magic enemies, but we only have dexterity-based enemies, being the gremlin in play. So we'll be doing, if you can't satisfy this top condition or even half of it or a partial of it, then you move to the otherwise condition. Each enemy recharge 1 and heal 2 per act. Oh my gosh, what a terrible card to get right now. That is torture. So the Dark Ritual has actually essentially going to not only prevent this character from hitting me and getting killed off because of the voodoo doll, it's healing 2 right now, 2 for every act, and we're in act 1, so that's 2 health regenerated. And then we know at the time phase he's healing 2 HP, so he's going to be back to full health. This is ridiculous. Okay, so of course we used the voodoo doll, so we're going to turn that over on its side. And that's the end, essentially, of the enemy phase. Totally not what we wanted to happen. So now at this point, Samira's turn is totally done. We'll knock her bookmark over, and we'll move over here to Skeld. Now, Skeld needs to... he needs to do something, and we are kind of in trouble here. So here's where things get dangerous. Samira right now has 3 health hits against her. Well, I guess at the end of the day, two hits here with 5 total health, 3 hits here with 5. We should be okay. I need to get Skeld out of there. I can't risk him sticking around. I need to get him back. So I'm going to choose to do the recall ability, which is going to allow him essentially to get in position. For next turn, it's going to shoot him back to the shrine so that we can. It says we can go ahead and resurrect in the time phase. It'll cost us 1 of our soul gems, which is going to suck because I wanted to keep those, but we do need him back in play. He's a heavy hitter. We need him out there, especially with his shield. So we'll need to get him back into play as fast as possible. So it'll take a bit for him to get there, which is also another issue, but hey, we got to get it done. So that's essentially all he's going to do because there's nothing else that he can really do that's going to help us. So he's using his recall ability. He's not obviously moving because he needs to be at the shrine at the end of his turn in order to do this. So his turn is effectively done. And at this point, when he ends his turn, because he is a ghost form or in a ghost form, we do not trigger an encounter when there's an enemy in a ghost form. So I wouldn't pull an encounter card right now. That's very important to know. So, because some people forget that, pull an encounter card and make life even more miserable for themselves. It only counts after an active hero that's alive has ended their turn that you would check to see if there's enemies in play and then pull an encounter card. All right, so that means all of our heroes have now gone. So all the bookmarks are flipped for all three. And now we can move to the event phase. So in the last event phase transition, we moved Carnage off to the side and we flipped nothing, which is what you're supposed to do. So now in this event phase, we're going to go ahead and draw the top card and find out what it is. Time is ticking away, so you can see how this is bad. This says Anti-Magic Wind. Until the next event phase, heroes and enemies cannot use the start effects. And there's going to be some spawning, which is unfortunate. So if there's 2 or 3 heroes, which there is currently right now, and play for us, we have 2, and we're taking away how many enemies? Oh, this is bad. This is very, very, very bad. Very bad. Oh, that's terrible. Okay, so we have 3 heroes minus how many enemies? There's 1 enemy in play. So that's how many enemies we're spawning, which would be 2. So we are spawning 2 enemies. Ouch. Okay, so that's not good. Now we only have 1 enemy card left, so we have to spawn this one. And of course, the only active spawn point is in the spot we currently are in. This is just going south really quick. We've got another gremlin here. So another green gremlin is going to come into play. Currently, in terms of enemies, this one is tied to Onamor. Skeld was the last one who went in the last phase as the active hero, so he's going to take the green gremlin. So that's not good. We're going to have to pull a green gremlin into play in our area, and we still need another one. And so I'm going to have to take my enemy cards here and do some shuffling, do some mild shuffling because I'm only doing this one-handed, which is not fun. So it's not, let's see. Oh, this is terrible. I really honestly didn't expect to see a card like that come out. That's really unfortunate. Oh, that's going to just put us in a really bad spot. Oh, jeez, this is tough. This is going to be tough now. Things just got way worse for us really quick. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and flip one of the counter cards. Oh my gosh, we got a blue gremlin. This is just getting worse by the second. So this one here, I'm going to tag with, for now, I'm just going to put it with Onamor again. Typically you do it in a clockwise rotation, but I guess I could just doing it by the rules if Sheld has gone ahead and already got a green gremlin activated. Technically it would go up here with Samira. But yeah, not good regardless. So that's another blue one. We were really hoping to pull a green one there, but apparently my shuffling skills are also poor, even when shuffling 2 cards. So now we've got just terrible things happening all the way around. Oh, this is so terrible. Okay, have I said that enough? Is it terrible? Yeah, it's terrible. Okay, so Anti-Magic Wind, we've done all of that. And I don't even want to look at that card anymore because it's hurt my feelings so badly. So now we're moving into the time phase. A couple things are going to happen. First off, I'm reviving my wonderful friend Skeld because we need him right away. So I'm spending 1 soul gem because it's equal to his soul rank in order to get him back in play. This will also prevent us from losing the game. Because again, if both of our heroes over there end up dying and he was still in ghost form, we would lose. So having him in play is good. Now he's back in ghost form, we can go ahead and flip this over. In the meantime, I'm also going to get all the bookmarks back flipped over like I didn't do last time, which caused so much confusion in my brain as to who had gone. So all these bookmarks are coming back up live again. The other thing we're not going to forget is the gremlin and his wonderful regeneration of healing 2 HP to self. And he's magically going to have this token removed from him. As well, we have a regeneration of Samira's Voodoo Doll spell, and essentially the Voodoo Doll token, basically it says just until the time phase it sits there, so it obviously comes off now. And there we go. So we've covered all the time phase up, and we're right back to the hero phase again. So, what do you do when you're surrounded by a whole bunch of guys? Now, I do have Skeld over here in the corner, so the question is, how much movement can I generate with this guy? I can go 3 spaces. So if I'm in the center position, I go 3. 1, 2, 3. I can dash to here. That is as far as I can get. So I can get to here, but it's not enough to get there. It's good, but it's not good enough. But I need to do that because there's nothing else that he can do from a distance. He's kind of, he's essentially not all that useful that way. Now the other thing that I could do, which might seem ridiculous, but actually might be worth it, is, let's see here. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to book it over there. I don't think there's much else I can do. So I'm gonna actually activate him. No, I shouldn't activate him first because I don't get any hits out on the enemy. I'm gonna try to trigger my AoE attack. I wanna see if this guy can get another attack where we trigger AoE damage. So I'm gonna go after, it makes the most sense again to go after the easiest gremlin to get the numbers back in an even favor for us. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to focus on taking out the green gremlin again. So I'm going to trigger with Onamor's ability here. The other thing I have, which could help him survive, is I have this Drain Life ability here that would, if I use that as a combat action, I can do it. It'll automatically give me a hit, which is nice. If I focus with him, then I'll get a hit. So that's probably a good idea. So I'm focusing for 1 hit. If I use Drain Life, I get a 2nd hit. And then I go ahead and roll these dice, and if certain things happen, other pluses can, or other good things can happen and assist me. That might be, okay, this is going to be really interesting. I'm going to do this. Because the plus for me is that you heal the HP equal to the damage dealt to the enemy, and that's huge to me. So I'm going to use Drain Life. We're going to use this. We're focusing first with Onamor. We're not going to use his staff, actually. We're just going to go all out here with Drain Life because I want to try to heal him so he can somewhat survive this. So we're going to go ahead and take a swing at these guys, see what we can do. So we're focusing. We got a hit coming to us automatically. I roll 1 red and 2 blue. So let's grab those dice, get them ready, and do our roll and hope that our Necromancer can do some serious damage, and also hope for some star effects. Now you also have to remember the anti-magic wind says that we can't use any star effects during this particular time frame. So in other words, lethal 3 will never happen for us. So there's something to take into account. Really the only thing we can gain is +1 on the bolts. That's actually still really good though. So I'm going to go with it because I think some really, really powerful damage could come out of this. I'm really tempted to almost just hammer the gremlin really hard and see if I can pull off an incredible hit. But then he's got this silly hard skin thing. It just, ugh, there's no way. I'm going to go for the green one. We got to make a straight kill on the green one. So here we go. Here's hoping. Okay, so I struck out big time with the 2 blues, but I ended up getting a double hit on the red, so that's good. I do have a once per round reroll 1 hit or defense die, so I'm definitely going to reroll one of these right here in order to hope to get something a little higher because we need a little more. Oh wait, do we need any more damage? No, we don't. I'm not going to spend any more. I don't want to spend that just yet. So I'm happy with just the 2 hits we got here. And the reason that that's a good thing is because I focus, so that's 1 hit. The Drain Life gives me the 2nd hit. My rolls gave me 2 more, so that's 4. I took 1 away for the night phase. We didn't get any bolts, but 4, take away 1 is 3, and 3 is enough to kill the gremlin. So that's awesome news. So we killed the gremlin and we actually dropped 5 coins on the space, knowing full well that these gremlins will likely try to steal it from us. So that is gone, which is awesome because it's 1 less enemy we have to deal with. Thank goodness. Now when they actually retaliate, they will no longer have control of the area, which is also a good thing because, you know, from their wonderful banding ability, that's not good. Okay, so we've gone ahead and we've dealt with that. That was a successful thing. Now the cool thing is I put so much damage on him and I use this Drain Life. It says you heal HP equal to the damage dealt to the enemy. So that means Onamor just used an ability to heal himself. That's awesome. He's going to turn this card over. This is a great ability. This is really going to help him stay alive. So that's massive. There we go. So his turn is essentially done. Now, after that attack, I have to determine, or I have to go ahead now and pull an encounter card. because we do still have living individuals on the board. I'm hoping to pull something that says, you know, activate green or something. Oh my gosh, thank you. Finally. Okay, so we ended up getting, if I can get this to focus here for you guys, Dark Tranquility. Wow, I'm doing a really bad job of that. Dark Tranquility. Activate no enemies, shuffle the encounter deck with the discard pile, and then discard this card. Awesome. So this card is going to get tossed out of the game, and then we're going to take all the encounter cards and put it with the discard pile, and everything's going to get shuffled back together. In between videos, I'm going to do a much better job of shuffling this, but right now I'm just going to do a couple quick shuffles just for the heck of it, and then we're good, at least for now. And like I said, I'll do a quick shuffle. That's awesome though, guys, because that means after he just went, there's no damage to be taken, which means now I get a pot shot with Samira. So Samira is going to do, well, she's definitely using the voodoo doll. So she's using the voodoo doll, and she's not putting on this gremlin because this is the most annoying of all of them. Again, going for this guy right here. And we're going after the blue ones now. So the other thing to note, guys, just so there's no confusion on the green ones, they do not have the spines ability. So we don't have to worry about the spines ability, but we're going to have to worry about the retaliation that happens when we go after this blue one here. So that's going to be the downside. We have to be prepared for that. But Samira has chainmail defense, so hopefully that'll hold up for her. So we've gone ahead, we used a free action to use the voodoo doll, so we'll go ahead and flip that over. And that is now attached to the gremlin she's going to try to attack. We're going to go ahead and focus for 1, giving us 1 hit to negate the 1 minus hit from the knight that we know of. We're going to take our dice of 2 red and 2 blue. We are going to pray to all the gods in the game and hope that we roll good, because we seriously need a straight up kill here very badly. Oh my gosh, did I actually just roll an incredible roll? So we've got, well, the stars don't matter, but all those hits do, and we got 1 bolt. And because we actually chose to focus on the new enemy that wasn't KO'd, this enemy gets KO'd over, although it won't really matter much because they don't have any armor anyway. But we definitely got the damage we needed. We got 4 damage, and I focused was 5 minus the 1 is enough, guys, to kill that gremlin. Now remember, this is where things get weird. The spines ability still occurs, so now I have to try to save against the hits that are coming my way. But before we do that, let me just make sure I throw out the 10 coins so I don't forget that. So we're putting, we got lots of money sitting in this area now to pick up. We didn't even need the voodoo doll. It technically comes off because this enemy ends up dying. Now we got to roll because we're being hit for 2 damage. One of it is going to be blocked by her chainmail, so we're rolling 1 defense to stop the second spine's blowback that's coming our way, and we failed. Classic. Okay, can we roll anything else? No, we can't. That's just a straight up miss. That puts her to 4. She's not dead though. She's got 1 more health. Holy. Okay. So now we are technically done, but we need to pull an encounter card. So this is where I'm going to stop the playthrough because, like I said, I need to shuffle that encounter card deck as well. But also, I'm running out of time, so this is a perfect opportunity to pause the gameplay. I really hope you guys are enjoying this playthrough so far, guys. I'm having a blast. I'm getting my butt kicked pretty heavily in this corner, and if we keep getting spawns, I'm going to be in trouble. But you can see now, we actually have a chance to get out of here. Everyone's on their feet. And, you know, things are looking up. My next action will be to get scaled after Samira's turn's done. We still have to pull an enemy thing, but then I'm going to get scaled to this side of the board. Anyway, hope you guys like it. Give me a thumbs up if you like what you see. Subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one. Keep rolling.